Hey guys, personal injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and the topic of today's video is, aren't personal injury cases all BS? Aren't they all trumped up? Aren't all personal injury lawyers full of beans? Isn't this all a big con? Isn't it all a big joke? Isn't it just greedy lawyers trying to make a bunch of money for doing no work, and a bunch of scumbag people who just want money for nothing because none of them are really hurt? Well, I think you're gonna know the answer, my answer to the question. When I became a personal injury lawyer for a long time before I even really understood why I was doing it, right? I sort of wanted to be a lawyer even when I was, a younger kid, but you also, I wanted to be Batman there for a period of time too. So, you take that sort of stuff with a grain of salt, there's probably a lot of guys who wanted to be cowboys and things like that. I think everybody goes through a fireman or a police officer phase, or most people do. And then you watch movies. You want to be, you want to be a gangster from Sopranos or Goodfellas or any other movies out there. So I take that sort of thing with a grain of salt. But I will tell you, when I was about 9 years old, my father got catastrophically injured, and it changed his life. He was about 35 years old, so a lot younger than I am right now when he got hurt, and it destroyed his life. And it had a bad effect on him and a bad effect on my entire family. And he went with a lawyer who didn't really care about him. He went with a lawyer who didn't really do the kind of injury case that my father had. And it was bad. His case went on for 17 years. Him and his lawyer hated each other. And when the case finally wrapped up, the lawyer went to court to try and take a bigger percentage of the case. So, bad situation. And so I've seen firsthand what hiring the wrong lawyer or having a bad situation in your injury case, I've seen firsthand what that does, not just to a person's body, but to their personality and to all the people around them, And so that's why I'm a personal injury lawyer, and it's also why I don't tolerate any BS from my clients. So if you're thinking about being my client or you want to be my client, you should know right now ahead of time, I'm a very nice person. I'm a very easy to get along with person, and I feel like I'm very empathetic towards people when they are under stress. And yes, all injured people are under stress. Lots of worries. How am I going to make my money? All this sort of stuff. But I have fired far more clients than clients have ever fired me. And that's not something that too many lawyers can say. Anytime a client lies to me about an important detail in their case, or anytime I feel like the client has completely unrealistic expectations about their injuries and things of that nature, I'll sit down and talk to them, and I'll tell them, look, these cases, this is not that kind of case, right? And we'll talk about it respectfully, but I'm not going to represent anyone who makes me as an attorney feel like the caricature or the punchline of a joke, okay? So that's the first thing that you should be aware of. I'm not that kind of lawyer. I'm a serious lawyer who helps seriously injured people. But the other thing is, how many people are out there making up injuries, trumping up injuries, wanting $1 million for a hangnail? I'm going to tell you that's a myth. Based on my personal experience in the injury game, I would say some small percentage of 1% of people want to make an injury claim over nothing, okay? And as soon as those people, 99.9% of them, I screen them out when I first speak with them. For example, I had a guy, I'm not going to identify who, but it was relatively recently. I had a guy who literally had a minor scratch on a part of his body that's not easy to notice, for an incident that some lawyers may have taken the case. But when I screened the case, I asked myself, well, what did the person or company that we're trying to sue do wrong? Did they do anything wrong? Or is this just like, whoops, one of those things happened, right? And this is one of those situations where the person or company, we couldn't really come up with anything reasonable about what they did wrong. So this gentleman wanted me to make a claim against somebody who we couldn't identify what they did wrong or what they could have done to have prevented the injury. And the injury itself resulted in no medical care and no injury, no permanent. I mean, you needed a magnifying glass to see the remnants of the cut. So a really nice guy. I had to tell him that I wasn't going to do it. Now my opinion is this guy was a nice, honest guy. I just don't think he understands how much time, effort, and work goes into injury cases. But I certainly have talked to people in the past who, you know, oh, I had an injury case. I had a car crash 4 months ago, and my neck is really hurting me. And then once I dig into it, it turns out they had neck pain before the car crash, and they didn't have any medical care for their neck for 4 months after the car crash. So that means no ambulance, no emergency room, no complaints to the family doctor, even though they were going to the family doctor every month for other medical conditions. So, you know, in situations like that, I'm very nice to people. I thank them for calling, but I won't represent people in cases like that. It's not the kind of lawyer I am. Other lawyers might do it, but I'm not interested in being that kind of lawyer. I want to represent injured people who are really injured and who appreciate my approach with people and my approach. I've got the office really well organized and really well run. I dare say that we write the most detailed, professional, effective demand letters to settle cases than any law firm I even know about. And as far as working up the cases and analyzing the cases, I'll take the Pepsi challenge against anybody. So we do a nice job. If you need a lawyer, if you need to talk to somebody, I'm of course available. You can reach me anytime, night or day, 312-500-4500. If you like my videos and you want to give me a thumbs up and a subscription down below, I'd appreciate it. Or if you really want to help me out, I'll leave a link down in the description where you can leave me a 5-star review on Google if you choose. I would really appreciate it. And there's other tools and stuff on my website. I'll leave information in the description for you. I hope that why did I shoot this video on this topic? The reason why is the nicest people and the best clients I represent call me and tell me that they didn't want to call a lawyer. They didn't want to call a lawyer. They didn't want to do a claim. They don't want to do a lawsuit. They just wanted the company or the insurance company to be fair with them. And as soon as somebody tells me that, I'm like, this is going to be one of my favorite people because they're legit, And I think that there's a perception out there that if you call an injury lawyer, you're a scammer. But it's actually the exact opposite. It's injured people who are being scammed by the insurance industry. So if you've been injured, please feel free, relaxed, call me. We'll only do a case or claim if you want to, but you're not a bad person for wanting what the law says that you're allowed to have, okay? 312-500-4500. That's all I gotta say. Too many syllables, I know. Have a great day, and I hope you and your family are well. Take care.